So as some of you may or may not have realized, I did not do the tag video that I said I was going to do yesterday. But I didn't do it because I decided that today I would like to make a video and talk about how I started with my running. I've got a lot of people asking me tips and different questions about how to start running and how to start, getting yourself to enjoy running, I guess. So I figured the best way for me to answer that is to just tell you what I went through and what I did. Gotta first say as a disclaimer, I do not claim to be an expert in running whatsoever. I am not an expert in distance running whatsoever. If you are looking for pretty advanced distance runners, the one I can think of in my mind would be Jen Jonesy90. I'll put her link below in the box. I get a lot of my advice for running and a lot of my understanding of different running techniques from watching her and her videos. If you go into the history of her videos, she has some really cool tips videos. If you're interested in endurance and distance running, and if you're interested in hearing from somebody who's, a pretty hardcore runner. I am getting into the realm of being a runner, but I'm not hardcore, so I'm going to go ahead and put that out here first. So this will be more just about beginning running and how I began. Number one, make sure that you have the proper sized shoe. It's important to have the proper sized shoe because a lot of people don't understand that when you run, no matter if it's running for an extended amount of time or if it's for a short period of time, when you run, your feet will swell. When they swell, meaning they will take up more room in your shoe. This is why it is important to have a running shoe that is half a size to a full size bigger than what your actual shoe size is. It depends for each person what you're more comfortable with. I know it sounds crazy, but my running shoes are one full size bigger than what my actual shoe would be. I usually wear a 9.5 shoe. I get my running shoes in a 10.5. So I just find that helps with the swelling. I didn't know that when I first started out running, and I always wondered why my toes were getting so sore. And I had one toenail in specific, this is gonna be gross, but I had one toenail in specific that continued to bruise and fall off. And it wasn't horribly painful, it just felt like a bruise. And it was kind of gross to have a toenail falling off. That was why. I had gone on to our handy dandy weight loss community group on Facebook, and I had asked the question, and I had gotten that answer from a couple of people who were really into running. So make sure you have the right size shoe. Number two, I would say make sure you're at the right health, weight. To get into that a little bit, when I started to run, I was probably at 225 pounds, around there. But not only was I at that weight, but I'd also been at the gym for a couple months by that point. I had a pretty good cardio stability, sort of, cardio ability, I should say. And I wasn't just going straight from off the couch straight onto the treadmill. If that's something that you're doing, I just advise that you really, really, really take it slow, because you can really hurt yourself and injure yourself if you're, if you're somebody who's been completely inactive and you say, I'm going to get a gym membership, and then you go, you can really overdo it, and overdoing it is what you don't want to do. So what I recommend, and I know there's going to be people out there who really disagree with me, who really think that it's the dumbest thing, but I truly do recommend starting off on the treadmill for anybody who's never really been a runner. I've never really been a runner. So I would originally go into the gym and work that elliptical machine. That's what I would do, is work the elliptical. And then I would walk on the treadmill at an incline. And then one day I just said to myself, I want to see how long I can run for before I have to stop. I probably got to like a minute, I think it was, and I felt like I was dying. And I think I was at a pace of like five miles an hour. And yeah, I felt like I was gonna die. So what I had said to myself was, I'm gonna make this a bit of a game. I'm gonna try to see how long I can run for without stopping each week. And each week, I'll try to make it, 30 seconds more or a minute more or just more time that I can run without stopping. So, the first week I've realized that I could run for about a minute without stopping, and then I would have to stop. So what I would do is say, okay, I'm going to go on the treadmill for 20 minutes and I'm going to run for that 1 minute that I can, and then I'm going to walk for however long it takes for me to catch my breath. And then I'm going to run for another minute and then walk and catch my breath and continue that process until I hit 20 minutes. Now, out of that 20 minutes, I might have only run maybe 7 minutes, but still I was running. So I would do that for that entire week. And then on the first day of the next week, I would try again to run for as long as I could without having to stop. And that next week, sometimes it would be a minute more, sometimes only 30 seconds more, but then I would keep working with that the next week for those 20 minutes. And then eventually, every week I kept getting to run for longer and longer and longer. And I really wish I never deleted the first channel I had, because then you would see, I had videos there where I would say, oh my gosh, you guys, you'll never believe it. Today I ran for 9 minutes and didn't stop. It was amazing. And, there you have it. So then I got to a point where I could comfortably run for, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes without stopping on the treadmill. And a trainer that worked, and this is a different gym that I went to then, that I don't go to now, but a trainer at that gym saw me and came up to me and said, well, have you ever considered maybe timing yourself for your mile and how long it takes you to run a mile? And I had never thought about that. So he introduced me to what was called interval training. I'd never heard what that was. And interval training kind of consists of running really, really, really fast, not really, really fast, not like psychotically, but running faster than what you're used to, meaning making you uncomfortable, and then going back to a slower pace and regaining your composure and getting back to normal, and then doing it again. So you go faster than normal, back to a steady pace, faster than normal, back to a steady pace. So he kind of taught me that, and after doing that, if you added that into your training, then your time became better, your pace became better, and you could go at a quicker pace. So by doing interval training, I could then go from about 4.5 miles an hour, which was my comfortable pace, which is actually pretty slow, to about 6 miles an hour. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm more than 6 miles per hour now on the treadmill. Now I can do like 6.5, but 6 miles per hour is pretty good. You could do a 10-minute mile in that. That's pretty good. So anyways, that's kind of how I started with my running. And then I started watching people like Jennifer, Jonesy90, her link below again. And I got really interested in hearing about her running around her town and running outside, and I would see these people put statuses up about going for a run on the beach or going for a run here or there, and I thought, I wonder if it really is much different running outside, because I'll admit you get kind of bored running indoors. So, and on a treadmill, kind of feel like a hamster on in a cage or on a wheel. So I decided I'm going to give it a try. So I think it was just at the beginning of this past summer was the first time that I ran outside, or maybe it was last spring. And I got up at 5 in the morning and I went for a run, and I went for a run in a local park around here. And in the middle it has like this lake, kind of man-made little lake pond in the middle. And I just had the most magnificent experience ever. It was like, if you go on my past vlogs, you'll see it on this channel. It's hundreds of videos probably ago, but it was literally just like a magical experience. It was me literally falling in love with the run, and I kind of captured it on camera there. It was right after I got done with my run, and I was just amazed. And I could run and I could enjoy it. I could breathe. I didn't feel like I was dying. I could look around me and enjoy, seeing the sun coming up or seeing, nature. And it was amazing. It was great. And then I started to train outside. So as of right now, I still train indoors on a treadmill because I'm kind of forced to at some points because I'm a wuss with the cold outside and ice and things like that I get worried about. And because I have to use childcare for me to be able to go out and do these things most of the time. So I don't really have a babysitter that will come and watch him for 30 minutes so I can go for a run. So I usually will do most training in the gym. But if you are somebody who I would say is used to running outdoors, but you're forced to run indoors on a treadmill, put your treadmill on a bit of an incline. That's what I do. I'll put it if I have to work on the treadmill now, because I'm so used to running outside, if I have to work on the treadmill now, I will put it on a incline of 1.5 to 2, which is a pretty good incline, not that much, but a pretty good incline because you will definitely feel it in your legs. And I will run on that for my entire run. And I find that really prepares my legs and my muscles for running outside. So that's how I started. That's how I've got to where I'm at. I hope you will check out Jen, Jonesy90. She has some great tips videos. And I hope that you'll just kind of search all of YouTube and search out other people who have ran numerous marathons and who are runners and who love to talk about it. But that's how I got started, and that's my story, and that's what I did. And maybe you guys can try some of it and it will work as well for you. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later. Bye.